Shields up, Iron Breakers. Rurikhan here coming at you with another video, and we're currently in day 3 of the E3 frenzy, so I figured it'd be a good time to take stock and take a look at some of these press conferences that I've been live streaming over on Twitch, which for those of you that don't know, and completely shameless plug, I've been live streaming all of these press conferences over on Twitch so that I could hang out with you guys, the Iron Breakers, whilst watching these press conferences instead of having like a massive chat that you really can't understand or follow any conversations that are happening there. In our Iron Breaker chat, we're actually pretty much civilized most of the time unless we're being savage against something, which will happen every now and then, but it's usually a pretty good place to come hang out and have conversations with like-minded individuals. So if you want to hang out whenever there is a press conference going on for this year's E3, you can just head over to twitch.tv/Rurikhan and you will probably have a good time there. Just letting guys know, I'm going to be live streaming all of them. Okay, now having said that, I know that some of you guys are probably wondering, okay, Rurikhan, you're live streaming them on Twitch, why wouldn't you live stream them on YouTube? And it's fairly simple, because copyright, motherfucker, that's why. Because any of those trailers show up, any like copyrighted music shows up, instantly going to either block my video or put a content ID claim on it, or maybe even block it worldwide, which tends to happen quite often. Since over there on Twitch, they're a little bit more lenient with that kind of stuff, I'm like, you know what? I just don't want to have to deal with the red tape. You know, I'm just going to not deal with that. We're going to do everything over there on Twitch, and then I will do like a recap over here. Speaking of which, you're also not going to be getting any trailer footage or anything of that nature in this particular video. It's just going to be me, my mug, and that's pretty much it, because copyright, motherfucker, that's why. Because demonetization, motherfucker, that's why. Speaking of which, hey, I guess this video is no longer advertiser friendly because I said the word motherfucker twice. Actually, 3 times. Should I go for a number 4? We'll see. We'll see how it works out. Anyway, enough of the intro banter, whatever. Let's talk about EA's press conference. This should be a short video, am I right? Anyway, EA's press conference. I'm going to be looking over at GameStop's recap because I'm one guy. I can't just like be making all of these lists and doing all of this stuff by myself. So I'm going to use their recap. I watched the press conference. I have opinions on all the topics. I just need a little bit of a refresher. So first thing that they mention is Anthem. And I'm a little bit concerned about Anthem, or maybe I'm quite a bit concerned about Anthem. So one of the things that they pointed out was instantly Anthem will not use loot boxes. So we know it's probably going to have some kind of cosmetics that you will be able to buy with real money or something along those lines. They're saying you're not going to be able to buy power. And I'm like, okay, cool. That's all fine and dandy. But how about you know, are you going to also give us some optional cosmetics? Because here's a really great thing that happened this year, and this is something that I'm going to bring up on every fucking single game that has microtransactions. I will shove this directly in their goddamn faces, and what I'm going to bring up is Monster Hunter World. And why, you might ask? Because Monster Hunter World is also monetizing through cosmetics and additional gestures and a bunch of whole other cosmetic stuff that you can have in that game. But at the same time, Monster Hunter World is also providing you with optional layered armors completely for free. It is providing you with the Ryu outfit for free, with the Sakura outfit for free, with the Dante outfit for free, and many other cosmetic things that we are getting for free. Okay? So here's the thing. If you're going to bring out a game at this day and age, which is going to be monetizing on cosmetics, we better goddamn have some goddamn variety in how our characters can look without us having to spend a goddamn dollar. Okay? I just want to make that perfectly clear. The bar has been elevated for your microtransaction nonsense, and we're not going to sit for it anymore. Okay? I just want to make that perfectly clear. So, okay, you're going to monetize cosmetics? Fine. Make sure that we can also have some cosmetics that we can get for free. Or I shouldn't even say for free, because you're going to sell us this game for $60 or probably way more with your VIP editions and all of that stuff. So I'm just throwing it out there. And the reason I'm being so particularly cynical and critical in this press conference here is because it is Electronic Arts. They're the ones who started this shitstorm with the Battlefront-2 loot boxes. So we got to give them a little bit of a hard time. And here's an interesting thing, by the way. A lot of people are currently in the train that, oh, EA should fail and EA should go bankrupt and die and all of those things. And let me tell you something right now. In my personal opinion, what I wanted to happen is I want EA to get their shit together, and I want EA to become a good gaming company. Whether or not that is feasible is a whole nother. This is what I want. And the reason I want that is because I sincerely believe that if EA falls, if EA breaks and goes bankrupt and whatever and all this stuff, the gaming industry is going to change, and it's not going to be for the better. Because let me tell you something real quick, just a little side note. Money makes the fucking world go round, okay? Money makes the world go round, and if EA goes down, you're going to be seeing a lot of investors going to be backing out. They're going to be like, whoa, 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 this industry way too unstable. Investors back out of gaming. They back out of gaming as a whole, not just from EA, okay? And as such, EA might be the one to fall, but everyone in the gaming ecosystem is going to suffer. Those are my suspicions, which is why I would rather have EA actually get their shit together, clean up their act, and work it out. But again, that's just one man's opinion. Back to Anthem. So what are the things that I'm concerned about Anthem other than their cosmetic microtransaction stuff and all of that? First thing that I didn't like was the size of the numbers. Like, the numbers were overwhelming on the gameplay. Like, I get it. Good feedback with the numbers. It's nice to see that whenever you do a big critical hit or whenever you do a nice meaty hit, it's nice to see numbers. Problem here is how many numbers popped up. Like, there were scenes in that trailer, or not trailer, it was a gameplay reveal, whatever. There were scenes in there that I actually could not see what was going on in the game because there were so many numbers, like 108, 108, combo. And I'm just like, Jesus, fuck. And also, that's a cool mechanic. The combo thing where you can combo abilities from your different javelins and do like cool stuff together with your teammates. Good on that. That's a pretty good looking stuff. But ultimately, like, fix those numbers, dude. They can't be so overwhelming. Like, reduce the number of numbers that show up, reduce their size, change the font. I don't know. Do something. Don't put the game out like that. Other thing that I'm concerned with is environments. So we've only seen the one environment from Anthem up until this point. The foresty looking, mossy covered ruins type of biome, so to speak. And this is what we've first seen. We've seen them flying around in that biome, and now we're seeing it again. Now, that makes me a little bit concerned. It's like, you guys don't have any more environments? Are you saving them for the release of the game? And again, if you make that argument, it's like, oh, they're saving it for the release of the game, Rurikhan. You know, don't give them such a hard time. And it's like, well, if you have so few environments that you can only show one before you actually release the game, that's also pretty damn concerning. Now, there's also the talk that they're saying that the whole world is going to be changing and evolving and all of this stuff. And I'm like, well, okay, that's cool, but is it going to be this really small area and you're just going to be constantly like, that can't be it. There has to be more biomes and stuff like that, right? You can't just have that one environment. So in my opinion, they should have shown different environment, but you know, it's whatever. I understand. Maybe they don't want to work that much. It's a vertical slice. Maybe it's still the stuff that they were working on from last year and just made it easier for them to showcase it without taking too much time away from development. You know, that's fine. I'm just saying there better be some more to the world of Anthem than what was shown. Like, you can't just have like that one biome and expect people to, you know, play that thing into oblivion. So I liked what I've seen. I like the fact that you can actually swap javelins whenever you want, depending on your team composition and whatnot. The fact that you can swap that stuff around is really cool to me because you guys know that allows you to essentially make different builds so that you can, you know, serve different purposes. And you guys know I'm all about that stuff. So I will be checking out Anthem for sure. Whether or not it is going to be worth your time, we will see once the game actually comes out. Like, this what was shown at the EA press conference did not particularly made me more hype over Anthem. It's like, I was already, like, I'm in the boat for checking it out, basically. I'm not saying I'm in the boat like, yeah, Anthem. Like, no. I'm in the boat for checking it out. I'm curious. I want to check it out. I want to see what it's about. And I want to report back to you guys. We will see whether or not that game is going to be worth our time. And also the fact that they're not going to use loot boxes. Good on them, I guess. Next up, they talked about Battlefield. Battlefield 5 actually showed up. Like, this is just the order in which I have here on GameSpot. But Battlefield 5, I am actually curious about this Battlefield because of they basically said no loot boxes. And here's the thing. I know to a lot of people it's like, yeah, no loot boxes are going to come up with some other monetization scheme. I want to see what that monetization scheme is. Like, I'm genuinely curious. But I want to check out Battlefield 5 because I haven't played Battlefield in a long time anyway. So I think it'll be a good time to get in there, try it out, figure out whether or not it's something that I'm interested in. So I will probably check this out when it comes out, and we will see whether or not it is worth our time. Again, my channel is going to be much more focused moving forward on content that is reoccurring within the channel, but that doesn't mean that I'm not going to take a leap outside every now and then just to check out a game here and there, like we did with Unravel 2, which I think this is a good segue to talk about Unravel 2. Unravel 2 was announced at the EA press conference, and Unravel 2, I mean, I liked Unravel 1 when it was first revealed. I was actually physically at the press conference when Unravel 1 was revealed. It was a really cool moment, and I played Unravel 1 back then, but I never got around to playing it again. But Unravel 2 got announced, and I was like, okay, this looks interesting, and I want to check it out. And Unravel 2 is a pretty cool game. I did a video on it. You guys might want to check that out if you are curious. So yeah, Unravel 2 was a cool moment, and I enjoyed that particular game. That's pretty much all I have to say about that. Again, topic of Battlefield 5, we will check it out. We'll see whether or not it is worth our time. At least it has a single-player campaign, hey-oh, which is much more than we can say for Call of Duty Black Ops. But then they did say something that I was just like, really? When he said, oh, and we also have a new mode that we're going to be announcing. It's Royale. And I was like, oh, why? Why? I mean, fine. Go the Battle Royale route, do your Battle Royale thing, but why did you have to announce it in like the lamest possible way? Anyway, I don't have that much to criticize on Battlefield 5. I'll want to check it out. I'm not a big shooter guy, as you guys know, but I do want to check it out to see what it's about. Anyway, then they did something which hit me right here in the heart. If you guys can't say it, like that struck me deep. Like, here's something that you guys don't know about me all that much, which is back when I first started playing video games on a PC, which was a long, long time ago, when I didn't have any consoles because my parents were like, Rurikhan, well, they didn't say Rurikhan, that would be weird. They said, Rui, you cannot have consoles because you cannot work on a console. Therefore, we will buy you a PC because you can work on a PC. And I was like, okay. And then I played games on the PC because what did you expect? Come on. Anyway, so my parents bought me a PC, and when I started playing the PC, the very first game my father bought me was Command & Conquer. And I played the crap out of Command & Conquer, the original Command & Conquer. I love Command & Conquer. And you guys know where I'm going with this if you watched that press conference. When I watched the abortion that is Command & Conquer Rivals, I mean, do I need to say anything else? I mean, maybe you guys didn't see it, so I guess I should explain a little bit more. So they made this game, and here's the cringiest fucking thing that they have done. They have dudes shoutcasting for a fucking mobile game match, which is just like cringe to the max. And not to mention, it is the most uneventful, unexciting piece of garbage gameplay that I've ever seen on a mobile phone. And the worst part of this was, like, when they started the presentation, they did not say what game it was. It was like, oh yeah, we have this thing coming on right now. And when they started showing footage, I was like, that kind of looks like Command & Conquer. And then they show one of the guys that is coming out on stage to do the live demo or whatever. And I'm like, that guy's got the GDI symbol next to his fucking face. Oh my God. And I started looking at the gameplay, and you can clearly see there was Tiberium there was harvesters, there was all of this stuff happening, and I was like, oh my God, what have you done? What have you done? What is wrong with you? Like, oh my God. Like, look, just look up the gameplay. They basically killed Command & Conquer. Like, they just went up and just started beating on it with it, like on its dead corpse, because Command & Conquer was already dead. It was dead, buried, and then someone went in there, someone from EA went to Command & Conquer's grave and took a fucking dump on it. That's what they did, okay? Which is extremely disappointing. Very disappointing. That's all I'm going to say about Command & Conquer Rivals. Anyway, there was a bunch of sports stuff. You guys know that I don't really care about sports stuff all that much. FIFA 19 is going to be making the money until the fucking end of the world because everybody in Europe and probably a lot of people in America are fanatical about football. And it's called football, not soccer. It's called football. Okay, get it right. But yeah, everybody's just fanatical about it. So they're perfectly willing to just throw money at their screens for card packs and loot, which are essentially loot boxes of players. And yeah, that's genuinely disappointing. But yeah, FIFA 19 is going to be their cash cow until the cows come home. Got some stuff from Madden, which people have said it looks exactly the same. NBA Live 19 looked a little bit interesting. It's really whatever. Don't really care about this sports stuff. If you care about it, you will probably already know about it. As a matter of fact, if you care that much about sports stuff, I highly doubt you're watching my channel anyway, so I'm not going to go into too much depth about that. But then the dude came out and he started talking about EA Origin Access. This was when Kegrin actually had to give me the no button for the Darth Vader scream. We were like, no! And why? Why? Because EA is just like, oh, dude, we're working on this streaming technology and it's going to be amazing. You're going to be able to play your games on any device. And I was just looking at that. And here's the thing. There's a proper way of doing this, which is what pisses me off. There's an actual proper way of doing this. Streaming is, in my opinion, not the solution. Not now. And considering what I've observed in terms of evolution from internet access as someone who's never really had proper internet access throughout a large chunk of his life, let me tell you something about the evolution of internet access. It is way too fucking slow, and you gaming companies are going deep onto streaming services way too fucking fast. Okay? And that's all I'm going to say about that. Like, look, streaming video games onto your smart devices or whatever, that's not going to be a thing until like 50 years from now. And 50 years from now, we will probably have had World War III, so we're all in fucking post-apocalyptic scenario anyways. Ain't nobody going to be playing video games at that point in time anyway. So it's like, look, fuck your streaming services, okay? Unless you're going to pull a Microsoft, and I'm not sure if you guys remember back when the Xbox One was originally announced, someone was tweeting to this Microsoft employee, and they were like, hey, you know, what about me? Like, my internet connection kind of fucking sucks. How the hell am I supposed to play video games? And the Microsoft's guy response was, why the fuck do you live there? Is that what EA is going to do? Like, oh yeah, we got our streaming service. It's going to be fantastic. And someone's going to go like, well, my internet kind of sucks. They're going to be like, why the fuck do you live there? Like, look, trust me, streaming technology is not there yet. And this is as someone who currently has, like, on multiple locations that I go to multiple times, I have high-speed broadband service. Streaming still fucking sucks. Even if I'm streaming from my fucking PlayStation 4 at my house with a 100 megabit download, 100 megabit upload, and streaming it to another connection in Portugal, like, say, just 5 kilometers away. Just 5 kilometers away, okay? And also 100 megabit up, 100 megabit down, and it still fucking sucks, okay? So fuck your streaming. Like, that's not even for casuals, okay? That's for people that legitimately just don't care about video games. That's where I consider this streaming technology to be at this point. So fuck that noise. You know who actually did something interesting with that was Bethesda with, it's actually a game that I'm not particularly interested in. I will be talking about that in another press conference. But just to give you a very quick example, their whole Elder Scrolls Blades thing, at least that thing is running on your actual device. It is not being streamed from the fucking cloud. So you don't have to worry about whether or not the cloud feels like working today or not. You know, you don't have to be worried about that stuff. You don't have to be worried about lag and latency and all of that nonsense. At least that is playing on your goddamn phone or on your Switch or on your PS4. At least that is playing on your device and not being streamed to your device. Fuck streaming technology. I'm done with it. Okay, done with that stuff because way too much latency. You guys can't fucking get your shit together. Done. Okay, like I said, I hope to be proven wrong. That's the other thing. I hope that eventually someone comes up with the technology like, look, Rurikhan, you were wrong. Look at this, like fucking zero latency being streamed directly onto your device. But my experience with internet and with streaming services, and trust me, I've tested out a bunch of them. Forget about that shit. Now is not the time. Okay, forget about it. Just forget about it. Move on. Move on to something else. And yeah, that's my rant on friggin' streaming technology. Anyway, Star Wars Battlefront 2, Clone Wars DLC. Yay. Don't really know what to tell you about that. It's like Battlefront 2. Again, here's the interesting thing. I actually liked Battlefront 2 as a game. I thought the game was fun. I thought it had a lot of cool stuff in it. But ultimately, like, I got so out of it because of the whole politics and the whole bullshit that they pulled with loot boxes that I think that game is pretty much dead. And I'm sorry. I'm really sorry because, again, it is not necessarily a bad game. The story was not amazing. They could have done so many good things with that story. Then again, I haven't played the story DLC, which I think was free, right? And like, this stuff is all free, right? The Battlefront Clone Wars DLC, that stuff's free. And how are they even monetizing the game nowadays? I don't even know. Anyway, yeah. I have downloaded it though, because like my PS4, I had to format and stuff. I have downloaded Battlefront 2 to check it out again eventually, but let's just say it's not high on my priority list. So whatever, Battlefront 2. And then one of the most interesting announcements, which was made in the most anticlimactic way, which is I'm just like, dude. So the most interesting thing that you have in your conference, a lot of people might even gloss over it because you didn't do a proper announcement. You didn't do a proper reveal. You just had this guy show up and talk about it. And to be completely honest, I'm not entirely sure they should have even revealed it now. I think they should have revealed it some other time. Like, legit, like, you should have had a trailer at the Video Game Awards or something like that because of when the thing that I'm about to talk about is scheduled to be released. I think a trailer at the Video Game Awards would have been a much better venue to announce it. The problem is they know that they don't have a lot to talk about. I mean, we talked about what was interesting in this conference was Anthem, a little bit of Battlefield 5, and Unravel 2. That's pretty much all the stuff that was interesting. Interesting that they don't show Sea of Solitude here, the furry lady with the boat. I'm not sure if you guys saw that, but Sea of Solitude looked interesting, but at the same time, not really something that I'm particularly interested in playing, so whatever. But yeah, the game that I was talking about that they just had this interview to kind of announce it is Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Now, the reason this is so interesting is because this is being worked on by Respawn Entertainment. And we've seen that even under the umbrella of EA, Respawn Entertainment has been doing good with Titanfall 2. At least that is my impression from what I've seen so far. I believe that a lot of people actually still enjoy Titanfall 2. It looks like a fun game. I've played it every now and then. A lot of people praise the story content in that game. A lot of people like the multiplayer. And in a time where this was released alongside, what was it? Was it Infinite Warfare, Advanced Warfare? I don't fucking know. Was it alongside the Call of Duty of that year, as well as Battlefield 1? And the fact that it launched in the middle of that window is just like, to me, EA completely taking a dump on that game. And I remember I watched those 3 games, and the one that seemed the most interesting was Titanfall 2. So it seems that Respawn Entertainment is one of the few studios that is still able to pump out interesting things under the EA umbrella. So I'm curious to see what they come up with for this Star Wars game. Having said that, though, I'm also extremely disappointed that it's a lightsaber game. And I mean, you know, you're gonna be a Jedi, you're gonna have a lightsaber. It's, you know, it's whatever. And why am I disappointed? Because the other game that was announced like all those years ago, Star Wars 1313, was a lot more interesting to me. Like, here's the thing. I'm a huge Star Wars fan. Star Wars is the #1 reason why I can actually speak English so fluently, because I watched Star Wars like hundreds and hundreds of times when I was a little kid. For those of you that don't know, I'm actually Portuguese. I'm not American. I'm not English from the UK. I'm Portuguese, okay? And you can't even tell my accent. A lot of people usually think that I'm American, and that's fine. The reason why I speak like this Americanized English is because I watched Star Wars so many times when I was a kid, because I loved Star Wars. And here's the thing. I like a good lightsaber duel as much as the next guy, but what really gets me going is a good spaceship battle. I love the spaceship battles in those movies, which is one of the reasons why I loved Rogue One as much as I did, because that spaceship battle at the end where they just fucking ram that Star Destroyer into another Star Destroyer, like, that to me was awesome. Massive train going by. Thank you very much for making all this noise, you son of a bitch. But anyway, as I was saying, like, I prefer the galactic battles with the starships and all that stuff. That to me is more interesting when it comes to Star Wars than lightsaber duels. Lightsaber duels are fine and dandy, but I kind of think that the prequels ruined that a little bit for me because the lightsaber, there were just too many of them. You know, like one of the cool things about the originals, and I'm not going to get onto too much of a debate here about Star Wars right now, but one of the cool things about the originals is that when you had a lightsaber fight, that was like a main fucking moment for the movie. You didn't just have lightsaber fights like, oh, whip out my lightsaber, kill a couple of droids. That didn't happen, okay? Whenever there was a lightsaber fight in the original trilogy, like it was an impactful moment in the story, which is why it was so cool. Spaceship fights, you had them, you know, every now and then, and that was cool as well. But like lightsaber fights were a big thing. And kind of like the prequels trivialized that. And naturally, what am I going to call the next one? The sequels of the original whatever. Let's just say Last Jedi was a piece of shit film that I would rather never have existed. But yeah, Jedi Fallen Order. Looks interesting. I'm curious to see what that is going to be about. Probably one of the most interesting announcements at EA. And it was done like by asking a question to the developer in the middle of the crowd. That wasn't even like stage time or anything. And I was just like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Anyway, guys, I'll be doing these reactions for all of the press conferences as well. So you guys can expect the Microsoft one to be uploaded shortly after this. Hopefully you guys are excited about all the stuff that's happening around E3. I mean, I always love E3. A lot of people are like, oh, Rurikhan, you can't get hyped anymore. And it's like, look, here's the thing. You can get hype all you want, so long as you know that just because you're hype, you don't have to spend your money. Okay, that's the thing. Like being hyped about something, being excited about something, this is a good thing. So long as you are aware that like, oh, I'm going to wait. Like I'm going to get excited, but I'm going to wait until some of the reviewers, like there's plenty of influencers out there that are going to get early access to this game. Myself included. I'm going to get early access to some of these games that are being presented, or at least access day of to some of the games that are being presented here. So you can be hyped all you want so long as you wait before you throw your money at stuff. Like, don't pre-order shit. Don't do it. Be hyped all you want. Just don't pre-order. Like, I get hyped about a lot of this stuff. I'm hyped about this Star Wars thing. I'm hyped about Anthem a little bit. Not too much. A little bit. That doesn't mean I'm going to start throwing money at the screen. So hype is good. Hype is healthy so long as you don't start throwing money at your screen, okay? Hype yourself up, but do it responsibly, okay? Wear protection. Put like a zipper on your wallet or something so that you don't start throwing money at the screen whenever you get hyped. Okay? Anyway, that's going to be it for this video. Like I said, I'm going to get to work on the Microsoft press conference here pretty soon. Do another video on that for you guys. Hopefully you guys are enjoying these videos as per usual. If you want to, you can subscribe and get notifications for all of my videos. Hit the subscribe button. But I got to be honest, if you're just going to hit the subscribe button just to hit it, you might as well not. Just hit the subscribe button only if you're also going to hit the bell and then get notifications, because otherwise hitting the subscribe button, I think it's actually a bad thing for YouTube channels nowadays, to be completely honest. I don't want to get into too much of a rant about that. But anyway, at this point in time, no doubt we will have the end slate coming up, providing you with 2 more suggestions of videos that you might want to watch. And yeah, if you guys watch those, cool. If you don't, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.